On Saturday morning, more than 700 competitors will try to ride bicycles to the summit of Mount Washington. It's the annual Mount Washington Auto Road Bicycle Hill Climb. We don't know who the winner of the race is going to be, but we do know who the most extraordinary participant is. His name is Brian Hall. He's with us here on 207. He's also the Grand Marshal of the event. Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
What makes your story so remarkable, Brian, is that you were first diagnosed with Parkinson's disease when you were 14 years old. What were the first symptoms, first things you noticed?
I used to get these debilitating foot cramps that, playing sports. I get foot cramps. It would stop me dead in my track. It was intermittent at first, then it became more and more prevalent.
Well, Parkinson's disease has certainly not stopped you dead in your tracks in life. You have achieved extraordinary things. This will be the fourth time that you will be competing in the race up Mount Washington. Last year, when you competed, how was your time? How did your time compare to the previous 2 years you had competed in the event?
Well, I think I beat my personal best time, which was 2 hours and 19 minutes. The first year, I beat it by over an hour. I did an hour 11 minutes last year.
You wrote a memoir a few years ago. The title was Not Afraid to Fall, which is a title with a lot of power. Now, our colleague Amanda Hill has done a couple of stories on you and shown the difficulty that you have in walking, but when it comes to biking, you have been able to bike with much better balance. You still fall, but not all that often. Why is biking something that you've been able to do?
I can't explain the physical mechanics of how I can do it, but all I can say is in participating in that activity is like an endorphin rush of freedom that overcomes me, and it's the best thing ever.
This year, however, will be the last time that you compete in the Mount Washington Bicycle Hill Climb. You're just not going to be able to do it anymore? Is that right?
No, it's time investment. I spend at least a third of the year getting ready for the event. It's very taxing. And I want, instead of doing the event, I'm thinking my time may be better spent in helping other people do the event.
That is really the mission of your life these days, isn't it? To inspire other people, to tell them your story and hope that they are encouraged by it, right?
Exactly, exactly.
What do you tell them? What do you tell folks who are struggling, who are having a hard time, who can't figure out how they're going to be able to go through and lead a meaningful and fulfilling life?
I tell people, I believe what's happened in my life is the direction of your life can start changing with one good decision, and that decision leads to another and to another. If you link up these better decisions for your health and your life, it can take you places you can't imagine. I mean, before I started riding a bike, I was doing all right, but I had to give up golf, and that was the last sport I could still do. And I just said, I've got to find something to replace that activity. And thank God, cycling works for me, but
You'll be the first one to cross the starting line at Mount Washington on Saturday morning. With luck, about maybe an hour and 10 minutes later, an hour and 15 minutes later, you'll cross the finish line at the summit. Describe for me what emotions you think you'll feel when you finish the race.
It's almost like a rebirth for me. You feel like you can achieve things and be a part of life in a more normal way. And I think that's important to me. I think it'd be important to other people as well.
I'll inject a little personal opinion here, which I try not to do, but for people who want to find inspiration from athletes, they shouldn't be looking to the stars of baseball, and basketball, and football. They should be looking to you.
Thank you, Rob. That's
Brian
very
Hall.
nice.
Thank you so much. Grand Marshal of the Mount Washington Auto Road Bicycle Hill Climb this year, author of Not Afraid to Fall. If you'd like to find out more about Brian, just head to our website or to our app, the 207 section. You'll find out more about Brian, and we're going to show you more of his extraordinary accomplishments. Stick around, back with more after this.